Stargate SG-1 wasn't just a sci-fi series. It was a gateway that carried a generation across galaxies. Ancient gods, impossible missions, and a team that felt like family turned Friday nights into legend. But 26 years later, time has rewritten every journey. Some stars thrived, others vanished, and a few left us far too soon. Today, we reopen the gate to reveal the cast then and now in 2026. And the truth may surprise you. Michael Shanks first appeared as Dr. Daniel Jackson with eyes full of wonder, standing before an alien gate as if history itself had paused. In that opening moment of Stargate SG-1, curiosity outweighed fear. A scholar among soldiers. A quiet heartbeat inside a roaring universe. It felt like a single frame frozen in television time. Born December 15, 1970, Shanks was 26 years old when the series launched in 1997. Daniel Jackson became the soul of the show, but success came with strain. Creative frustration, pressure from fandom, and the weight of expectations pushed Shanks to walk away in 2002, searching for space beyond the role that defined him. He returned a year later, wiser, grounded, reshaping the character with deeper conviction. Along the way came growth off-screen too, including marriage, fatherhood, and renewed balance. Now 55 years old in 2026, he works selectively, rooted in craft rather than spotlight. His journey reminds us that true discovery isn't about the worlds we explore, but the self we learn to protect along the. Christopher Judge entered Stargate SG-1 like a living monument. When Teal'c first stepped forward, silent and resolute, his eyes carried centuries of obedience, rebellion, and buried pain. One frame was enough. Power didn't shout. It stood still. Born October 13, 1964, Judge was 33 years old when the series began in 1997. Teal'c became the moral backbone of SG-1, a warrior learning freedom one choice at a time. But behind that commanding presence, the cost was real. Years of intense physical training led to severe injuries, multiple surgeries, and chronic pain that quietly reshaped his life. The pressure to remain unbreakable on screen clashed with a body that was slowly demanding mercy. After Stargate, Judge reinvented himself, writing, producing, and ultimately redefining his voice through God of War. He transformed pain into purpose. Currently 61 years old, Christopher Judge lives with intention, creativity. His legacy proves that strength isn't forged in silence, but in the courage to change. Richard Dean Anderson stepped into Stargate SG-1 with a grin that disarmed danger. When Jack O'Neill first appeared, relaxed posture hiding razor instincts, it felt like a freeze frame of confidence and quiet authority. He didn't command the room. He owned it. Born January 23, 1950, Anderson was 47 years old when Into the Rello in 1997. Already a television icon from MacGyver, he brought humor, humanity, and emotional restraint to O'Neill, shaping the heart of the series. But success carried weight. Years of physically demanding stunts led to chronic injuries, forcing him to confront the limits of his body while the world still expected effortless strength. He gradually stepped back, prioritizing health, family, and environmental activism over relentless schedules. Presently 76 years old, he lives quietly, selectively appearing and reflecting a life reclaimed. His journey reminds us that real leadership isn't about pushing harder, but knowing when to let go and live fully beyond the mission. Don S. Davis entered Stargate SG-1 with quiet authority. When General George Hammond first appeared, standing firm behind the glass of the SGC, his calm voice and steady gaze instantly grounded the chaos of alien threats. It felt like a moment frozen in command and conscience. Born August 4, 1942, Davis was 55 years old when the series began in 1997. A former U.S. Army captain and trained scientist, he brought lived discipline to Hammond, shaping him into the moral backbone of the show. Off-screen, the weight of years took its toll. Chronic health issues and the pressure of constant work strained his body, even as fans saw only strength and resolve. Beyond Stargate, Davis built a respected career in film and television, earning admiration for warmth beneath authority. On June 29, 2008, He passed away at 65 from a heart attack. His legacy endures as a reminder that true power often speaks softly and stands unwavering when it matters most. Claudia Black burst into Stargate SG-1 like a spark in the dark. When Vala Mal-Doran first sauntered onto the screen, eyes alive with mischief and survival instinct, the air shifted. She wasn't just a thief or a flirt. She was danger wrapped in humor, a moment frozen in defiance and charm. Born October 11, 1972, Black was 31 years old when she first appeared on SG-1 in 2004. Already beloved from Farscape, the role brought renewed fame, but also the quiet pressure of reinvention. Behind the wit and bravado, Black navigated career uncertainty, long productions, and the challenge of being taken seriously beyond archetypes. Her performances in Pitch Black, Dragon Age, and voice work across gaming showcased her range, while Vala remained her most daring transformation, reckless on screen, deeply grounded off it. Today, 53 years old, she continues acting, voice work, and conventions with confidence earned through resilience. Her journey proves that survival, like Vala's, is an art, and courage can be irresistibly human. Fraser Aitcheson entered Stargate SG-1 without ceremony, yet his presence carried quiet weight. When the Free Jaffa first stood on screen, armor worn, spine straight, eyes steady, it felt like a moment carved out of rebellion itself. No grand speeches, just resolve. A single frame of strength born from long oppression. Born March 30th, 1973, Aitcheson was 23 years old when he first appeared during the show's early seasons. While the series celebrated heroes and gods, he embodied something rarer, the ordinary warrior choosing freedom. Behind the scenes, success came with a different cost. Known primarily as a stunt performer, Aitcheson absorbed physical punishment, long hours, and anonymity. His face often hidden beneath helmets, his work felt more than seen. He built a career across X-Men, Watchmen, Godzilla, and Man of Steel, becoming one of Hollywood's most trusted physical storytellers. On screen, he projected power. Off it, discipline, recovery, and quiet perseverance defined his life. These days, at 52 years old, he continues acting, training, and mentoring. His legacy reminds us that not all heroes lead the charge. Some hold the line, and that choice echoes longest. Peter Williams didn't simply enter Stargate SG-1, he dominated it. When Apophis first emerged from the shadows, voice echoing with godlike certainty and eyes burning with cold ambition, the room seemed to shrink. It felt like a frozen moment of pure menace. Power wrapped in silk robes and absolute belief. Born December 31st, 1957, Williams was 40 years old when he first embodied Apophis. Trained in classical theater and Shakespeare, he brought rare precision to a science fiction villain, transforming Apophis from a standard antagonist into a terrifying symbol of tyranny and false divinity. Fame followed, but it came with a price. The role was so iconic it threatened to eclipse everything else, narrowing how the industry saw him despite his depth and discipline. Off-screen, Williams was thoughtful, private, and deeply committed to craft, the opposite of the god he portrayed. He continued acting across television, theater, and voice work, refusing to let one role define his entire identity. This day, at 68 years old, he lives quietly, still acting selectively. His legacy endures as proof that true power on screen comes not from volume, but from conviction that never blinks. Amanda Tapping entered Stargate SG-1 with a quiet confidence that instantly changed the room. When Samantha Carter first appeared, eyes sharp with intelligence and resolve, it felt like a single frame frozen in time. Brilliance meeting courage, science standing shoulder to shoulder with strength. Born August 28, 1965, Tapping was 32 years old when she stepped into the role. Carter wasn't just another supporting character. She became the emotional and intellectual backbone of the series. The success was powerful, but it came with pressure. Being one of the few women in a male-dominated genre meant carrying expectations far heavier than the uniform she wore. Every line, every choice, felt like a test. Off-camera, Tapping faced the challenge of being defined by one iconic role while longing to grow beyond it. Instead of retreating, she moving behind the camera, directing, producing, and shaping stories with empathy and purpose. Her later work proved her voice extended far beyond science fiction. At present, at 61 years old, she lives creatively fulfilled, respected not just for who she played, but for the legacy she built when the cameras stopped rolling. Bill Dow stepped into Stargate SG-1 with an unassuming calm that quietly earned trust. When Dr. Bill Lee first appeared, glasses slightly askew and curiosity shining through caution, it felt like a single frame frozen in intelligence and restraint, the kind of mind that saves the day without ever needing applause. Born July 22, 1953, Dow was 44 years old when he joined the series. His character embodied the unsung hero of science fiction. Brilliant, cautious, and deeply human. While Stargate SG-1 elevated his visibility, Dow's career had already been shaped by years of steady work in theater, television, and character-driven roles that rarely chased fame. The challenge was subtle but real, staying relevant in an industry that often overlooks quiet performers in favor of spectacle. Outside, Dow remained grounded, choosing consistency over celebrity and craft over chaos. He continued working across television and film, respected for reliability rather than flash. This day, 73 years old, he lives a life defined by longevity and integrity. Proof that lasting impact doesn't always arrive loudly, but it always endures. Bill Nicolai entered Stargate SG-1 without spectacle, yet his first appearance carried weight. Standing quietly at the edge of danger, his posture steady and eyes alert, Nicolai felt like a man shaped by loss and loyalty, a single frozen frame of restraint inside a universe driven by chaos and war. Viewers sensed immediately that this was a survivor. Behind that presence was Vern Alberts, born December 12, 1948. He was 49 years old when he stepped into the role, already a seasoned actor who understood how silence could speak louder than dialogue. Alberts had spent decades working steadily across television and film, a career built on reliability rather than fame. That quiet professionalism came at a cost. While others chased stardom, Alberts accepted the invisibility that comes with character work, carrying the emotional weight of roles that never brought public recognition. Yet he remained committed to the craft, grounded and private when the cameras stopped rolling. As of now 77 years old, lives away from the spotlight, his legacy etched not in headlines, moments that still linger. Proof that sometimes the strongest impact is made in silence. Eric Breker stepped into Stargate SG-1 with a presence that felt instantly hardened by experience. When Reynolds first appeared, standing firm amid military tension and alien threat, his posture rigid and voice clipped, it felt like a frozen frame of discipline and survival, a man shaped by command rather than comfort. Born September 21, 1966, Eric Breker was 31 years old when he joined the series. By then, he was already a familiar face across genre television, known for commanding roles in Battlestar Galactica, RoboCop, and countless sci-fi worlds that demanded authority and restraint. Success brought steady work, but it also locked him into a narrow expectation. The soldier, the enforcer, the man who never breaks. Behind the uniform, Breker carried the quiet pressure of being endlessly dependable, rarely celebrated, and easily overlooked. While others chased fame, he became the backbone, present, precise, and professional. Nowadays 59 years old, he lives a quieter life, occasionally returning to the screen. His legacy endures not through spotlight, but through strength. Gary Jones appeared on Stargate SG-1 like a calm constant amid cosmic chaos. When Sergeant Walter Harriman first stood behind a command console, headset on and eyes forward, there was a quiet steadiness to him, the reassuring presence of someone who kept the universe running while others saved it. It felt like a frozen moment of order inside endless uncertainty. Born April 4, 1958, Gary Jones was 39 years old when Stargate SG-1 began. Though rarely at the center of the frame, his role became indispensable. Walter wasn't a hero charging through gates, but the voice that sent them home, dependable, grounded, and human. As the series grew into a global phenomenon, Jones found himself beloved by fans yet often overlooked by fame, carrying the subtle weight of being essential but invisible. Beyond Stargate, his career spanned genre television, but no role ever resonated quite like Walter. By 2026, 68 years old, Gary Jones lives quietly, cherished by fans who recognize that every mission needs someone steady at the controls. Teryl Rothery entered Stargate SG-1 with a gentleness that felt instantly vital. When Dr. Janet Fraser first appeared in the infirmary, calm hands, steady voice, compassion sharper than any weapon, she brought humanity into a world built on war and wonder. It was a quiet moment that anchored the entire universe of the show. Born November 9, 1962, Rothery was 34 years old when the series began in 1997. As SG-1 rose to global success, her role grew into the moral heartbeat of the program. While soldiers fought gods, Janet Fraser fought to save lives, often carrying the emotional cost of watching heroes break, bleed, and sometimes die. Off-screen, Rothery balanced visibility with restraint, navigating an industry that often overlooked warmth in favor of spectacle. Her sudden on-screen death shocked audiences, turning Fraser into one of science fiction's most heartbreaking losses. Today, 63 years old, Teryl Rothery lives creatively and quietly, embraced by fans who still feel her absence. Shea stepped into Stargate SG-1 not with speeches or heroics, but with sparks, steel, and steady resolve. When Sergeant Siler first appeared beneath the gate, tools in hand, shoulders squared, he embodied the quiet courage of the people who keep worlds running while others take the glory. It felt like a moment frozen in blue light and danger. Born December 23, 1954, Shea was 42 years old when the series began. Already a seasoned stunt coordinator and performer, he brought physical authenticity to the role, enduring explosions, collapses, and injuries that mirrored the unseen cost of service. While the show celebrated gods and warriors, Siler represented the human backbone, bruised, burned, but always returning to duty. Besides, Shea balanced acting with the demanding reality of stunt work, a career defined by risk without applause. The physical toll was real, but so was the pride of building something lasting. Currently 71 years old, Shea lives quietly, respected by fans who recognize his legacy. Browder arrived in Stargate SG-1 like a burst of forward momentum. When Cameron Mitchell first strode into the briefing room in Season 9, uniform crisp and voice steady, he carried the weight of a soldier eager to believe in something bigger than himself. It felt like a turning point, a new chapter igniting under fluorescent lights. Born December 11, 1962, Browder was 42 years old when he stepped into the role in 2005. Already beloved for Farscape, he faced the quiet pressure of inheriting a long-running legacy. Fans expected leadership, charisma, and continuity, all while comparisons lingered. Off-screen, the challenge was balance, honoring what came before while reshaping the future without losing himself in expectation. As SG-1 evolved, Browder's grounded humanity helped steady the transition. Yet the demands of genre fame narrowed opportunities, a familiar cost of success rarely acknowledged. Presently 63 years old, Browder lives selectively creative, reflective, and proud of the worlds he helped sustain. Shawn Tyson appeared in Stargate SG-1 not with a monologue, but with presence. When Breker first stepped into frame, armored and unyielding, there was a quiet menace in his stillness, the kind that told you this warrior didn't need words to command attention. It felt like a single frozen image from the series' endless war, loyalty, duty, and danger colliding in silence. Born August 16, 1974, Tyson was 27 years old when he brought Breker to life. Trained as both an actor and elite stunt performer, he carried the physical cost of genre storytelling on his body. Bruises unseen, risks uncredited. While Stargate fans remember the strength on screen, the real battle was sustaining a career built on impact rather than recognition. Behind the camera, Tyson navigated the identity struggle shared by many stunt actors, essential to the story, invisible to the spotlight. Still, his work shaped the show's realism and grit. As of now 51 years old, Shawn Tyson lives grounded, respected within the industry, and proud of the battles he helped make believable. Baric entered Stargate SG-1 with a presence that didn't demand attention, it earned it. When Chandler first appeared, there was a quiet sharpness in his posture, a watchful intensity that suggested danger just beneath the surface. It felt like a single frame frozen in time. Tension, authority, and uncertainty coiled together in silence. Born March 9, 1968, Baric was in his 31 when he stepped into the Stargate universe, already a seasoned actor with a background shaped by discipline and restraint. While Chandler was a smaller role, it carried weight, the kind of performance that deepens a world without ever stealing the spotlight. Yet that subtlety mirrored the reality of Baric's career. Success came steadily, but without the security or recognition often promised by television fame. Behind the camera, Baric balanced acting with life away from the industry's glare, choosing consistency over celebrity, craft over noise. Public expectations never defined him, and that freedom became his strength. Nowadays 58 years old, he lives quietly, his work remembered not for volume, but for impact. Corin Nemec stepped into Stargate SG-1 like a calm intelligence cutting through chaos. When Jonas Quinn first appeared, his eyes carried curiosity rather than bravado. A scholar dropped into danger, absorbing everything. It felt like a frozen moment of quiet thought before action, a different kind of hero entering the gate. Born November 5, 1971, Nemec was 30 years old when he joined the series in 2002. Already known for roles in Parker Lewis' Can't Lose, The Stand, and I Know My First Name is Steven. Taking over a central role came with pressure. Fans mourned a beloved character, and Nemec faced the weight of comparison instead of welcome. Public expectations tested his confidence, even as he delivered a grounded, emotionally sincere performance. Off-screen, Nemec endured personal setbacks, including serious injuries that forced him to rebuild both body and career. Rather than disappear, he adapted, acting, directing, writing, and embracing independent work. At present, at 54, he lives creatively on his own terms. Some journeys aren't about replacing legends. They're about surviving the passage and finding your own voice. Beau Bridges entered Stargate SG-1 with the weight of authority already settled in his posture. When Hank Landry first appeared, calm and immovable at the center of command, it felt like a frozen frame of quiet control, a leader shaped by decades, not bravado. He didn't demand respect. He carried it. Born December 9, 1941, Bridges was 63 years old when he joined the series in 2005, bringing with him a career forged long before science fiction ever called his name. The son of acting legend Lloyd Bridges and brother to Jeff, Beau spent a lifetime stepping out of shadows while honoring legacy. Emmy wins, acclaimed stage work, and dramatic range defined him. Yet expectations followed him everywhere. Off-camera, the cost of longevity was real. Health battles, including lymphoma, forced him to confront mortality far from the spotlight. Still, he endured, returning to work with deeper purpose rather than louder presence. This day, at 84, Beau Bridges lives as a craftsman of character, choosing roles with meaning, not momentum. Tony Amendola entered Stargate SG-1 like a force shaped by centuries. When Master Bra'tac first appeared, standing tall beneath the torchlight of Teal'c, his eyes carried wisdom, defiance, and sacrifice all at once. It felt like a single frame frozen in honor, a warrior who had already lived 1,000 lives before speaking a word. Born August 24, 1951, Amendola was 46 years old when he brought Bra'tac to life in 1997. Trained in theater and classical performance, he infused the role with discipline and spiritual gravity rarely seen in television sci-fi. The success of Stargate made him iconic, yet it also tethered him forever to a mentor figure defined by restraint and dignity. Off-screen, Amendola was a quiet craftsman, avoiding celebrity, choosing voice work, stage roles, and selective appearances over the noise of fame. Longevity demanded humility, not applause. These days, at 74, he lives steadily, still creating, still teaching through presence. Carmen Argenziano entered Stargate SG-1 with a presence that felt ancient and weary. When Teal'c first appeared, his voice carried the weight of centuries, calm, deliberate, and filled with quiet authority. It was a frozen moment where science fiction suddenly felt spiritual, as if wisdom itself had stepped into the frame. Born October 27, 1943, Argenziano was 54 years old when he joined in 1997. By then, he was already a seasoned character actor, respected for bringing depth to roles that demanded gravity rather than spectacle. Teal'c became one of the franchise's most beloved figures, a symbol of balance, sacrifice, and moral restraint. Behind the scenes, Argenziano carried the realities of an aging actor in a demanding industry, navigating health struggles while continuing to work with quiet professionalism. He never chased stardom. Instead, he built a legacy of presence, the kind that lingers long after the scene ends. Sadly, he passed away on February 10, 2019, at 75, from complications related to a stroke. His legacy remains, proof that true power on screen often speaks softly and endures. Peter DeLuise stepped briefly into Stargate SG-1 almost unnoticed, an airman crossing the background, uniform crisp, presence quiet. It was the kind of moment viewers barely register, yet it felt grounded, real, like the heartbeat of a living base behind the heroes. A single frame where the world felt bigger than the leads. Born November 6, 1966, DeLuise was 30 years old when into the series. On screen, his role was small. Off camera, his influence was enormous. While audiences followed the gate teams, DeLuise was shaping the show's rhythm from behind the lens, becoming one of the series' most trusted directors and creative voices. The pressure was different. Not fame, but responsibility. Long hours, relentless schedules, and the quiet weight of keeping a universe consistent year after year. He chose craft over spotlight, stability over stardom. Episode by episode, his vision helped define SG-1's emotional core. Today, at 59, he lives as a storyteller who never needed center stage. Proof that sometimes the most enduring legacy walks quietly through the frame. Payne emerged in Stargate SG-1 not as a man, but as a force. When the Cull warrior first stepped through the smoke, armor gleaming and eyes hollow, it felt like fear given a physical shape, silent, unstoppable, inhuman. A single frozen moment where hope faltered and power ruled the room. Born August 4, 1972, Payne was 30 years old when he took on the role in 2003. Buried beneath layers of prosthetics and restraint, he had no voice, no face, only posture, movement, and menace. It was acting stripped to its core. The physical toll was immense. Hours sealed inside armor, heat, exhaustion, and isolation. Yet the performance landed. The Cull warrior became one of the most terrifying villains the series ever created. Off-screen, Payne carried none of that darkness. Known for warmth and generosity, he built a steady career across television and film, choosing longevity over spectacle. Currently, at 53, he stands as proof that sometimes the most unforgettable performances speak without words, and leave echoes long after the armor comes off. Colin Cunningham first appeared in Stargate SG-1 with a quiet authority that cut through the room. When Major Paul Davis stepped into frame, crisp uniform pressed and jaw set with tension, he felt like the voice of consequence, the man sent not to save the day, but to question the cost of saving it. A still moment where duty outweighed comfort. Born August 20, 1966, Cunningham was 31 years old when he joined the series. His performance carried restraint rather than heroics, embodying the pressure of bureaucracy colliding with frontline bravery. While Stargate brought him recognition, it was also a lesson in being the outsider, respected, yet never the center of the story. Behind the scenes, Cunningham fought the quieter battle many actors face, staying visible without being typecast. He pushed forward, earning acclaim in Falling Skies and Blood Drive, embracing complex, emotionally raw roles that television rarely risks. Presently, 59 years old, he continues working with purpose, choosing substance over spotlight. His legacy lingers as a reminder that some characters don't chase glory. As the gate closes, remember the journeys, the sacrifices, and the moments that made Stargate SG-1 unforgettable. If these stories moved you, like, subscribe, and share your favorite memories below. Because some legacies echo across time, forever.